We have to stop pretending that countries that just hold an election where sometimes the winner somehow magically gets 90% of the vote because all the opposition is locked up or can't get on TV is a democracy. Democracy depends on strong institutions, and it's about minority rights and checks and balances and freedom of speech and freedom of expression and a free press and the right to protest and petition the government and an independent judiciary and everybody having to follow the law.
Oya guys, come, let's gather here now. Ndugu zangu wa Tanzania njooni hapa and the whole world at large njooni hapa. Was Obama a prophet? Was President Obama, the former president of the United States of America, a prophet? Was he a prophet? Why am I saying this? There's this speech that you've heard over here. He's talking about leaderships around the world and countries, presidents around the world and political influence around the world. And he specifically talks about presidents who are coming into power and they get over 90% of general votes in those elections, which is not it's impossible. It's impossible and not doable. You can't get such a kind of votes, even as much as people love you so much. The opposition has also people that they love, and the opposition has to do its work, and you can't just get such a kind of votes in one sitting and all that. And that is what Obama is trying to address over here. And he's talking about why do you go to elections when you have already imprisoned your opponents? Your opponents are in prison. Everyone who is challenging you is in prison. Then you're going on for election. Which kind of election is that? There is no democracy there, and that is not an election. You're just trying to dictate everything and make yourself. So the election, the quote-unquote election thing, is just a way to fool some other people to see that things are working when they're not really working. And that is what has just happened in Tanzania. Most of the opposition leaders were in prison. Tundu Lissu was in prison. Chadema party members, most of them key members, were in prison. And we saw and we've seen other photos over what you can see over here of people. Like, people did not go for voting that much as it was expected, but at the end of it, Suluhu managed to be voted with 32 million plus people, giving her a percentage of 96, close to 98%, close to 97%, if rounded off to the nearest whole figures, 97%, 98% of the total votes in Tanzania. And with so many people go on the streets and protest that they don't like that whatever was happening in Tanzania by that time. So the question is, who was voting? Who was voting? Who was voting? Who was literally voting? Who was literally voting? Personally, I think what Obama was saying, this guy might have been a prophet, because it has, whatever he said, everything that he has said has come to be fulfilled or has been fulfilled in Tanzania. Kila kitu alisema kimefanyika wapi? Tanzania, kwa elections za Tanzania. So Muse ni kama aliona mbele, and then akasema. So it was all about the leaders to try to see whatever they can pick in it and implement. And they implemented the negatives, not the positive. The lesson was to be that they should not do that, but they went ahead to implement the negatives and not the positive. So let's see what happens in Tanzania. As much as everything is happening, we are praying for peace. We are praying for peace and harmony. Tanzania has been known as a peaceful country, that love peace, but now we are seeing something different. Photos making lines on social media of dead bodies and all that, but that is we're sorry for the condolences to the families and sorry to the families that have lost their loved ones, but we are praying for peace in that country. Maybe the leadership of the day will realize that whatever happened was not to happen, was never meant to happen, and they will change and bring in the best leadership ever in Tanzania. Kudos and bye. Keep you updated on what's happening around the world. We love you all. Please don't leave without subscribing, follow, and leave a comment. We love you all.